Hello and welcome to another Lucky Hit podcast, episode number 12. I am Murry Curry, and I am joined solely by
yourself. No.
Introduce
the Gagaman. I'm
Thank
back.
you.
Apparently.
Apparently. Unfortunately, we are not joined by the Hungarian today, or younger, or whatever stupid ways. Unfortunately, he won't be available for probably the next two podcasts. This one and next week, which is a big shame. Unfortunately, he's been dragged off to a course. I've been in the same mandatory courses. I've been in his shoes. I hated it. It is soul crushing. So he won't be able to join us. But he will be here in spirit. Yeah, he'll be here in spirit, but luckily we won't hear it. That's really harsh.
That is a bit harsh.
What I meant was his guitar that doesn't end with his outros, his long drawn out outros.
Slagged him off behind his back.
Yeah,
he's gonna hear this, you know.
Behind his back. I've broadcasted it online. It's like my friend Simon. Like for the first 3 or 4 podcasts, I was making fun of him. He's coming to England again next month, so he can kick my ass then. Like Phil, he can kick my ass in a couple of weeks when he's back. Okay, let's have a track.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's do that. And we are back. That was Sambada.
It may as well have been. So similar, but that was the boss music from Parasol Stars, which was it was the third Bubble in a way.
One of the only.
It was the follow-up to Rainbow Islands, but it only came out on PC Engine on consoles, and then it came out on home computers like the Amiga. That's what I played it on when I was a kid, and it's quite a nostalgic game for me. In fact, I think I played that before I played Rainbow Islands and Bubble. So
it's
I still love that game. So.
It's the only entry of that series that I haven't played.
Yeah, it's because it was on so few systems.
Yeah.
It wasn't even an arcade release. It was initially a PC Engine only game. And
that is weird because it's a very arcade focused series, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think my favourite was probably Bubble 3, I think, on the PlayStation 1 I had.
Oh, okay.
It was just like jam-packed with all different puzzles and stages. Puzzle stages. And
oh, okay.
It was just Bubble, but just big.
What was that?
I think it was 3. I might be wrong. It might have been another one. But
yeah, the sequel names for that series get a bit confusing because they classed Rainbow Islands 2. Well, they classed Rainbow Islands as Bubble 2, but then there's also a Bubble 2, which is just Bubble sequel.
Jesus.
So it's confusing. Almost as confusing as Wonder Boy, but not quite.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to top Wonder Boy for what bloody game am I playing?
Is this the third one or the fourth one? It's called 3, but it's the second one. What?
Help me.
Help.
Okay.
News.
We're going to do the news. We still haven't got a little jingle, have we?
Nah.
This is the news.
I don't know. Eating crisps, that would be the theme tune. There you go.
Casual news.
Yeah. So what have we got?
Informal news.
What have we got? Have we got some...
I've got next to nothing as usual. Just a little bit of just because I'm banging on about GTA 5 all
Who
the time.
Who isn't?
Yeah. It does. It is pretty big news.
It is a bit of a big game at the moment, judging by how many copies it's selling. I mean, last time you guys were on, it was like it hadn't quite. It was like 800 million it had made at the time, but now it's made well over $1 billion in like 3 days.
It got to the billion mark in 3 days. So that's where it is now, I don't know. I mean, I was
trillion. I don't know.
I was here in town just yesterday. No, day before. Sorry, doesn't matter. Okay. It really doesn't matter. I was in town, and yeah, like I saw. In the short time I applied for a Christmas temp job in Argos, there were several orders for GTA 5. Not just GTA 5, but console bundles as well. So it's selling like mad. Selling like hot cakes.
Sold out everywhere, has it? Or I haven't heard anything about stock. They must have been prepared for like how many they were going to ship, because I haven't heard anything about shops running out of copies or anything.
Sorry, I'm in a really unstable chair. Well, from what I've heard, what I've sort of seen online is every shop has just got this crazy shipment of GTA 5 in.
Wow. Okay.
Like there was.
So they were prepared for it in that case.
This is how cool Rockstar are. I really like the fact that they don't give away too much stuff.
Yeah, they kept the game quite hush except for them few
leaks. It even got to the point where when they shipped in to shops, the big like things, they weren't allowed to open them. It didn't even say what was in it. I mean, everyone knew what it was. And
what's this huge box?
Yeah, they weren't even allowed to open the box.
Is it thousands of copies of Puppeteer? No, because no shops stock it.
Really?
Yeah.
So it has got that is
the polar opposite of GTA 5. That game's not charting, or it's just barely charting, because no shops are. The only shop I've seen it in is Toys R Us. I haven't seen it in any game shops. It's really weird.
So it has got a physical release, then, isn't it?
It is a physical. It is a physical game as well, but they're just not stocking it anywhere.
Yeah, that does annoy me, because obviously GTA is a personal favourite of mine, but that doesn't
other
mean
games deserve to be on the shelf as well.
From what I've seen in Puppeteer, it's just a downright beautiful game.
And I would pick that up.
That just annoys me.
Yeah.
But
anyway,
sorry. The sort of newsy topic I was going to say is Rockstar kind of come out today, and they've said they're having to order lots more servers in, and this GTA Online isn't even launching until next week.
Yeah.
So they're just having problems with the uploading social stuff, which isn't even that big a deal.
Is that like
leaderboards? You can share a lot of stats with people, and there's also.
I saw you could share like selfie photos of the characters as well.
Quite fun,
like they actually hold the camera and sort of pout or whatever.
I early on today,
you make them duck face, or
that would be hilarious if there was a button to make them do that. I'd love that.
I'll patch that in.
Today I uploaded a picture. I got my bike through the front door of Michael's house. And I put it on the bed next to the wife and slept on the bed with the bike in the middle.
That's kind of like how I used to like park in my car in Sleeping Dogs. Driving up, you got that little cruddy apartment at the start of Sleeping Dogs. I liked driving the car through up the stairs and parking it right outside my apartment door.
I didn't even know you could do that.
I managed to just about squeeze. It would take me ages to do it, but I was just like, I'm doing it. I'm just going to climb this car up the stairs, run over a couple of people in the corridor, and sort of try and squeeze my way through. I had to jump over the car just to get to my apartment door. And then even if you sleep and come back and load the save a couple of days later, it's still there. And then trying to drive it out takes ages. You just
you just get yourself boxed in.
Yeah. And after a while, you just leave the car there, and it eventually disappears. But yeah, I'll just GTA
clamber over it. So yeah, basically,
there's servers. They need to buy more servers.
Just even Rockstar. I mean, obviously they were expecting this game to sell, but I don't think they were quite expecting it to just turn into this massive phenomenon like it has.
Yeah.
And so yeah, if they're already having to get extra servers in just for the social stuff, then what the hell's online going to be like?
The online, I suspect that's going to be a bit of a hot mess for a while.
Well, they kind of said, that's pretty much what they've given us a little warning.
They're going to be getting quite a bit of complaints about it actually, because so many people are playing it that once it goes online, so many people are going to leap on that it's going to struggle. It might even so. Because I mean, a couple of weeks ago, I was saying about how that Final Fantasy game, they had to stop selling it digitally because they were trying to get the servers for the people that are playing it. So I don't know if it will go that bad to the point where they're like, well, we can't stock the game anymore.
Yeah.
And,
Well, I don't know.
It's interesting. I mean, I'm sure they've got the money to be able to afford to get that sorted. Because to be fair,
sitting on their billions, they can get some
billions
new servers in.
Yeah, I just think they can.
But no,
it just might take a few weeks, I reckon.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's basically what I was going to say. Is Rockstar came out pretty much today and said, you know, you can have a bit of a shaky ride for the first month, maybe more.
Be a shaky ride.
What is that from?
It's from one of the Harry Potter films, apparently.
Oh, right.
I don't know. I've never watched.
That's why I don't know. I'm one of the only people in the world who doesn't watch Harry Potter.
Oh, I don't either. So.
Or Doctor Who or whatever he is.
Apparently, it was like a voodoo head in a bus or something. I don't know. Everything about Harry Potter is just to me. You know, despite Harry's Legend being my favourite game of all time. Other than that, you know.
You've read all 50 books.
Yeah. Especially Harry Potter and Hydra and Collider. That was the best one. That was brilliant.
This fucking chair.
That chair's got a really low, it tilts back a lot more than you'd expect.
If you hear crash and Gagaman going absolutely crazy, it's because I've just fallen back into his Dreamcast and Sega Saturn collection.
I think you're at good enough distance to
really roll and destroy him.
I don't think you could roll. The room ain't that long.
Look at the shape and the size of me. I pretty much roll everywhere. I'm a Katamari. That's how I got here.
Is that why you've got all the things stuck on you?
Yeah.
Apparently.
Just food. It's like the sumo level.
Anyway. You've got loads of meats with the bones sticking out on fire on your head. You can't see it because obviously there's no video, but that is actually on his head.
Just picture it.
Yeah, just picture it. There's no smell-o-vision, but you'd be able to smell the burning and the fact that it's setting my roof on fire. But,
not good. Yeah. So, where were we? Before we started talking bollocks again.
Something to do with servers and GTA.
Yeah. So people, get ready for
pain.
Get ready for just being annoyed for a while.
By pain, I don't mean that crappy PS3 game where you slingshot celebrities and there's no music and it was awful.
I don't even know that one.
It was rubbish.
Oh, okay.
And Sony were pushing it for years, trying to get people to play it. And it was
I like the idea of slingshotting celebrities, though.
Yeah. It wasn't very good.
Okay. So yeah, that's about all I've got this week, I'm afraid.
Okay. Well, I think the biggest news, I would say a lot of people would say is quite significant in terms of where the next year of gaming is going, and specifically PC gaming, is what Valve have been up to. They've been making some big announcements this week. It could be classed as announcements of announcements because the fabled Steambox thing is actually going to happen. But they're calling them Steam machines.
Yeah.
And before that, they announced the Steam operating system, which is interesting. So they're basically expanding the big picture thing into its own operating system. So you won't have to have Windows or Mac or anything to run their software, I suppose. It's like their own operating system just for gaming, I guess.
Excellent.
And so they're working on that.
So basically, what it is, from what I can see, is it is technically still a Steam box, but it's more like it's like you make your own Steam box by getting this operating system on your own set-up computer.
Yeah, you can do that, but then when they've announced Steam machines, they've basically said they're working with a bunch of manufacturers to basically get out a bunch of different varying degrees of specs and whatnot. Like cheaper and more expensive, crazy ones and whatnot. They're basically working with a bunch of manufacturers to get a bunch of different boxes out that can run SteamOS natively and just work as almost like a console in a way.
Yeah.
So, obviously, they're even doing this thing at the moment where you can sign up to some kind of, I don't know what it was, some kind of prototype thing where they're actually going to give away a prototype system that they're developing,
right?
But only 300 people will be eligible for it. But they're basically trying to get people to sign up to their community group for Steam Universe to get them into this club, I suppose, to try and get your hands on one of these machines. And the fact that they're saying they're working with a bunch of other developers, it's almost like they want this to be what I think will probably eventually happen with games in the future is all games being on one proprietary format, kind of like how movies are all on either DVD or Blu-ray, aren't they?
Yeah.
So I can see gaming sort of going that way eventually.
Hmm.
I think that's what they're trying to do here. Obviously, these things probably... I'm not sure... That's the other thing. When they're saying about Steam machines, they haven't really shown anything yet. They've just said, we're making machines.
Yeah.
That's all they've said. We're making machines.
Well, that's what it seems to be. They're going to be like full PC.
They're not saying if they're going to have like disk drives or they're going to be download only or they're going to be like Ouya or what. They're not really saying. So, yeah. When I was saying about Ouya being a bit ahead of its time, this is probably going to be the proper system that does it right, hopefully. So, it's interesting. It's definitely got me intrigued. It's almost made me feel like maybe delaying getting any consoles, maybe, because obviously Nintendo's games are never going to be on this thing. But for like third-party games, I would have thought this would be quite a good choice. It depends how they go about it, really. I'm intrigued to see where they go with this because I've never really been much of a PC gamer, but in the last year or two, I've been sort of getting into Steam. And because the games are so cheap on there, plus I've managed to up my RAM on my laptop so I can actually run stuff. So.
Well, Steam's got this. I don't know. It's got this effect on people where you get like. I've seen it happen to a couple of people I know.
Yeah.
When they're
definitely.
like die-hard console gamers, and then they slowly but surely,
I think
quite suddenly,
they've got
turned to PC because of Steam.
Yeah, they've definitely got a lot of ways of dragging you in. They've got all the kind of trophy achievement type stuff going on, but then they've also got community hubs for every game where you can submit art and videos and stuff like that. The chair's creaking now. And they sure know how to lure people in. I mean, they like on the summer sales, they revealed that card system, didn't they? Where you get like them little shiny cards and whatnot.
It's easy to get dragged into that.
They've certainly found a lot of ways of hooking you in. And I'm really interested to see where this goes. Apparently, they've got a third announcement. Like Half-Life 3 coming on like.
Would just be
in about 28 hours from when we're recording this, so I don't know how long that'll be. Hopefully we can get this podcast out tomorrow. So
Thursday sometime.
By the time we get this podcast out, they probably would have announced it, and we'll look silly for saying it's probably... We don't know what it is yet. It could be anything. They might actually show one of the Steam machines, or they might announce something else. It's really hard to tell, but it's basically a whole Steam universe is expanding in 2014. So these machines are going to come along. Underneath the picture for Steam Universe Expanding is some crude cutout of a cat staring at a controller. So is the third announcement going to be... Because it says down here something about making it so games are even more... PC games are more accessible. So they're going to make it so you can cats can play their games or something.
It'll be like Fruit Ninja.
Yeah.
Cats are really good at that.
Swiping. Yeah.
I've seen pictures.
Yeah,
that's what
I've seen the.
That's what
I've seen the Tumblr gifs.
Yeah,
so yeah.
We all know that's what the internet
is. That a hint? Is that crude drawing of a cat staring at a controller a hint? Probably not.
And that controller's made out of cardboard as well.
Yeah,
just putting.
So is the cat, I think.
Yeah,
it's like multi-layers. It's like that weird, like wavy card where they've got like the wavy bits in between the cards.
So we're just throwing that out there.
Yeah. So another bit of news. My throat's going.
Another bit of news.
I saw this on. Well, I saw it on NeoGAF, but it's linked from the Guardian. There's going to be an investigation in the in the UK about looking into like free-to-play games on iPhones and stuff that have in-app purchases and basically trying to clamp down on them a bit and try and get some regulations in to stop them being sneaky bastards. Basically,
the scum of the earth.
I'm starting to. Yeah, this is one of those things where everyone's obviously going to say, well, the parents have to do their job at parenting. There's that, obviously. Like, I don't understand even little kids having iPods. To be honest,
same here.
I mean, I don't mind like the idea of a parent like letting them play games on their iPod, but actually giving a kid an iPod or an iPhone seems a bit weird to me. But. That's because
I do agree with that.
I didn't even have a computer when I was a little
kid,
so I'm seeing kids now like swiping away with things.
I think that's a good thing. I didn't get online, internet chatting and all that sort of stuff. I didn't get onto that until I was about 14, 15. And Christ, because if I was younger than that, I would have been one of the annoying kids that you see today.
When I didn't get a computer and didn't get online until about 2000s, and even then I thought I was a bit immature for it. And that was when I was about 14, so 13, 14. So being a little kid on the internet, probably not a great
Well, it's
thing.
not great, is it?
It's weird. The internet's not really
the place.
No, I mean, like, they could even just search. Oh, I'll just search for my favourite show. I really like My Little Pony. I'm going to Google image search it. What are they doing?
Mom!
So yeah, about this investigation thing, they're basically, you know, they're going into the Office of Fair Trading are going to jump onto it, saying that basically they're being unfairly pressured into buying extra features in free smartphone games. And it's funny you should mention that. I'm just reading here My Little Pony. Oh yeah, there's
offers a virtual mountain of gems for a real life £70.
Oh,
that is disgusting.
My word.
That is
that's
that's
the kind of thing we're talking about. If they're like saying, oh yeah, you can unlock a bunch of stuff for like £1 or something, that don't seem so bad. But when they're saying, oh, you can get these like things that you can easily collect in the game if you play it for hours, and you have to pay £70 for them, that's taking the piss a bit, isn't it? Because most of the games on iPod, I mean, they're getting better now. They're getting almost like console games, but some of them, you know.
Well,
you wouldn't want to pay money for a full
is
start.
making its way onto the consoles now.
This microtransaction stuff. Yeah.
And you are getting like free to play games on Xbox that.
Funnily enough, that was
best stuff.
There was a free game on PSN on PlayStation 3 called Jetpack Joyride, which is one of those games that come from the iPod, and it had all microtransaction stuff. I was like, nope, I'm just going to play it. I'm going to unlock everything legitimately.
Yep.
Took me about 25 hours.
But don't you feel better for that?
Yeah, I do actually, because the game didn't cost me anything.
Exactly. And it's like you also feel like you've actually earned it, and I know that you actually, because you were talking about this before, I know that you actually enjoyed the game.
Yeah, it was a good game. It just took
coming back as I always do to Grand Theft Auto 5, they're doing that on that as well. Like online, you can earn money.
Rumour about the card system, wasn't there?
Well, no, it's just like you earn money on online, and apparently you actually earn your money a lot quicker than you do on single player anyway. Now on single player you earn your money sort of a bit slow, but you know you get there. But the whole point online is, you know, you're building your money up, and then you build up your sort of like I suppose you could say empire, but you know you have like you can buy yourself a nice apartment. You buy yourself a nice apartment, a showroom, you fill it full of cars. It costs millions and millions and millions. Like one of the cars costs 10 million. It's the Z time. 150 million to earn by the golf club. That's what I'm trying to do at the moment. Not a club. I mean the actual club. I'm not talking about one singular golf club that you play the game with.
Or a club chocolate bar.
One of them. So sorry, I'm going off topic, but online, they're sort of saying Rockstar are saying that you can buy in-game money with real-life money for that as well, which just annoys me because surely you want to earn it yourself. But yeah, that's kind of what we're getting at. But yeah, especially with kids who have a little less understanding of the importance of money, and you know,
or even distinguishing the difference between virtual money, like fake money, and actual money, because obviously a lot of games do use actual currency names and stuff like that,
and they try and blur the lines, don't they?
That's the other sneaky shit. I mean, when I was looking at the trend on NeoGAF about it, there was a link to a video on IGN of this weird. I showed you it, didn't I? Like this weird knockoff Pokemon game called like Super Pocket Bros.
That was quite possibly the most disgusting one I've ever seen.
That should actually be illegal.
Yeah.
Not even just because it was like Pokemon knockoffs with blatant Mario sound effects. But the fact that you could buy a character for £99 or dollars rather. It was in dollars. But yeah, they had characters that were from £5 to $100.
Basically just
and then you had fireballs in the game to attack enemies, or you could jump on them. But you only had 30 shots, and once you used that, you had to pay another $1 to get another 30 shots. And you use them in seconds.
And then there was also one, wasn't it, where you only have a certain amount of jumps, and you have to buy more jumps.
It's just jump HP, so every time you jump on an enemy, you lose HP or something. So yeah, that's disgusting.
Well, in other words, that was trying to get you to use the shots.
Yeah.
So you're more inclined to use the shots and spend all your money. I mean, that is,
that should actually
young
be
kids,
kind of illegal. They're saying they're focusing on they're looking into concentrating on children's games.
Yeah,
I think they should do this just with all games in general.
Yeah, exactly. Because
I think it's not just kids that are getting into this trap.
Yeah.
Have you noticed how many commercials on TV are for like bingo apps?
Oh yeah.
they always seem to aim those commercials at housewives and stuff. But like, yeah, I bet there's a lot of people that get trapped in. It's the same thing, really. It's just basically they're trying to they're getting kids into gambling in a way.
Well, yeah, it's absolutely true. It's very dangerous territory. You are getting them into some pretty dire habits, and well, of course, it needs to be looked into. I mean, when you showed me that game, that it was like something like Monster Bros or something.
Yeah,
it was disgusting.
Like,
it really
as soon
was.
as you started the game, it was like, oh, there's 6 characters to play as. I'll pick this one. Oh, £100.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe not. And that one, £20. No, I can only play one of them.
Yeah, you play.
It was a Charmander with a beret or something,
and it's just. It wasn't even a good game. It was a really poorly made,
terrible game. It was like the
platformer.
worst. It was like a shitty Flash game. Like, not even the kind of stuff they wouldn't even let you put on Newgrounds.
And it's all over Facebook, and the kids shouldn't even. They're not even supposed to be on Facebook. You're not allowed, you're not supposed to be on Facebook if you're under 16. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Now they're being, you're getting kids on there, and they're playing these, like Farmville and all that shit, and they're microtransactions and not so microtransactions.
Well. To be honest, I think Apple in general just needs to have more quality control on the games that they put on there. Did I show you that weird knockoff Sonic game that was on there?
No.
That had microtransactions as well, like £10 a character. Oh, it's funny.
So basically, we could obviously talk about this forever, but just to wrap it up, I mean, it's clearly something that you can't argue for, can you? You can't argue for it. I mean,
nah.
Why should we encourage this kind of stuff?
If it's only low prices and it's for something that's permanent in the game, like a character, like DLC is, then sure. But when it's like things you need to play the game, like
jumping and shooting,
when it's like actual things that help you get through the game, then that's just being kind of wrong. It's like, oh, you need this, otherwise it's going to take you 100 hours to play the game, and by then I won't be playing it or something.
Yeah. I mean, we need to stop it before it gets worse and worse, and before you know it, it's good games. You know, like I said, it is kind of creeping into it because you get like these little shortcut ones, aren't you? You get things like, I remember Sleeping Dogs. You could pay to have like $1 million extra Hong Kong dollars.
Which you don't really need. They do DLC that just unlocks all the stuff that you could unlock just by playing it.
But Tomb Raider did it as well. You can unlock your agility upgrade, which is one of the things you can get quite early in the game. Why would you pay for it?
I think even All Stars Racing Transformed did it.
Oh, it didn't, did it?
Yeah. I think it was like £4 to unlock everything.
So it's already happening. These silly little microtransactions. I know that a lot of people are against them anyway, but if we don't start,
they are starting to get really cheeky, especially on smartphone games.
Well, if we don't get on this, as a whole, if people don't start getting on this, it's going to just keep happening.
Yeah. Well, that's why I actually kind of agree with what they're doing, like actually getting sort of this system into place to try and sort this out by next year. Apparently, by the end of next year, they want to try and get some proper regulations in to stop this kind of thing getting too far.
Something needs to be done.
Bit more news I just thought of. I don't know when it was on, but I just caught up this week with. There was a Nintendo do their like live stream. They do Nintendo Directs.
That's right.
They did one for Wii Fit U.
Oh right.
And this actually sort of comes into what we're talking about because they're starting to go into this new territory of doing like download stuff. But they're going about it in a really interesting, I think, kind of smart way.
Right.
What they're doing with Wii Fit U is if you've already got the original Wii Fit on the Wii and the board, you can download. Between I think October and January, you can download the new version of Wii Fit U, and you can still use the board on the Wii U. They're letting you download it for free, for like a free trial for a month.
Oh, right.
And then if you want to unlock the full version, all you have to do, they've done another little accessory, which is like a little pedometer, which you take around, and then it can track.
Good. Oh, I love
it. Lets you track. It's really detailed. It lets you track if you've been going up and down. It doesn't just track your steps; it tracks your inclination. You know, if you climbed a mountain, it will show it. You know, and it shows when you've been casual, if you've been on a car or in a car or something, and it shows it. It's really detailed.
I'd love to. I love all that.
I'm not sure how much it's going to be, but if you buy that, I don't think it's going to cost too much because it's only a little thing. It's got like a FMU screen kind of thing going on.
Okay.
Sort of, but it's
they did one for the DS that I was interested in.
Yeah, they did, I think this is like an evolution of that, really. If you buy that, it will unlock the complete version of the game. Or you can just buy the game with the little pedometer thing, or if you haven't got the board, you can buy the board, the game, and the little pedometer thing. But they're also doing a remake of Wii Sports, which is going to be as far as I can tell, it's downloadable only. It's not actually going to be a retail release, so it's not going to be packed in or anything. It's basically the same game as it was, but all of it's compatible with Motion Plus, as it probably should have been at some point anyway.
I love the
tennis.
So
it's going to be more realistic than it was.
I really enjoyed the tennis.
Yeah, even though it was really simple in that. Playing it with Motion Plus will make it better. Plus, they've done another thing I think they should have done a long time ago, especially since my dad was playing Wii Tennis for such a long time, and just when in Wii Tennis on Wii Sports, if you played right up to the last two characters, you just play them last two characters over and over and over again.
Oh, right.
You never get to play any other computer opponents. So the other thing they're adding is online play.
Hey,
about bloody time. That's gonna be great for like the bowling and all that.
I'm really into all that,
and it might make the baseball less frustrating as well, because the baseball in that game was broken.
Oh, I remember
against
that.
The computer was broken. Did you ever play it against the computer? It cheated like a mother.
No, I don't think I did.
It really did. Basically, you haven't got control of most of your team in the baseball, have you? They just sort of move by themselves. You only really do the pitching.
That's
and
right.
all that. The computer deliberately makes your team terrible. They just like wander around going, "Oh, with the ball," and that take ages to pick it up. When it's the computer's turn, when his team is going, like all the ones that have to run around catching the ball, they'll just stand in one spot with a mitt, just holding up, and the ball will just land in their hand, and you're out. It was such a con. I've seen my dad just like almost throw the remote out the window because of that game. So online play is going to make that better. But what they're doing a thing where you can buy each game, like the tennis, the bowling, all that, for about £8, which seems a bit much.
That is a bit.
Yeah, a bit. Nintendo price is always a bit spiteful, but obviously Wii Sports is one of them games you play non-stop anyway.
I certainly did.
Yeah, we definitely did.
Great memories of that, because when I first got my Wii, I think that's all I had was Wii Sports, and the tennis just kept me going. I really, really liked it.
Our family was playing that for years. We were playing it up until a couple of years ago.
Excellent. That is really good.
Crazy, yeah.
Well, I remember it's all about sort of.
I don't know what it is about it. I mean, like, the tennis is really simple. It's literally just waggle to move.
But here's the thing, like with me personally, it's all about how you like enjoy it yourself. Like you I can't explain it very well, but how you personally found enjoyment. Because with me, I really ran for the ball, even though you don't have to.
Yeah.
I found myself actually like really running for
exactly.
it. I was actually getting some really good exercise in. I was actually doing like obviously you can stand on the spot and just go.
You can just go.
Just sort of
flick it,
flick your wrist. But I actually had fun running where it actually was and going for it.
That was sort of the joy of Wii games, really.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's quite funny to see them actually sort of moving away with that with the Wii U, because it doesn't really have motion controls in the main controller.
That's right, yeah. You've got to be really careful with this great big pad in your hand.
But the fact that they've made it compatible with all the old Wii accessories is a good thing, because
the backwards compatibility is really
so they're putting out the individual games for £8, but then they're also putting out you can buy 24 hours or a week of each game. So if you're just having like a party and you just want to play it for, I think it was like, was it like £2 for a day for 24 hours or something? But then they're also doing this thing where you can play all the games for the first week free, and they're doing all kind of interesting stuff with it. It's interesting.
Like contract gaming.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, they're supposed to be in Japan. They've got a karaoke system in place.
Why am I not surprised?
Yeah, they've got a karaoke thing on the Wii U as well, where you can pay to play any song in it over 24 hours. So obviously you're only going to play it when you've got loads of mates around. So they're apparently going to release that in Europe by the end of the year, but I haven't heard anything about it since, so I'm not sure what's going on with that.
Sounds
pretty
cool.
What they're doing with Wii Sports is almost the same as it's pretty much the same as what they're doing with that. You can either just buy a week or a day to play it, or you can just buy the game permanently. So it's interesting. I just thought that was a kind of interesting way, because obviously Nintendo are quite behind, they're sort of catching up with the whole
they've only
but they're going about it in a really interesting way, and I think they might actually do a few things that people will be surprised about, and I think they're going about it quite interestingly. Obviously their prices are a bit high. I mean, like 3DS downloadable games are quite expensive, so Wii U ones, they don't often have sales either, but they have been doing some interesting stuff, like they were doing like introductory offers for virtual console games, like selling NES games for like 30p for the first week and stuff. So or if you already own them on the Wii, you get them for a reduction and stuff like that. So
I was going to say, because I paid like £4 a game for my bloody like Mega Mans and stuff like that, and I just thought, come on guys, everyone knows you can get these ROMs like for nothing in seconds. You can just download NES ROMs. But personally, I like to support
the benefit on the Wii. The benefit on the Wii U is obviously you can play them on the pad as well. So.
And it really does sort of upscale them and make them look really nice. Like I remember we
played them at MCM.
I was playing
better
Super
on
Metroid.
the pad.
That's what I was going to say.
Telly they had.
On the TV, it just looked like Super Metroid. It looked like quite normal. Obviously it's showed its pixelation. And when I looked down, I was like, whoa! It was all vibrant and smooth and just really.
It might have been because the TV was a bit crap, but
possibly. But
maybe.
All I know is it looks really good. So that's the news.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
That's everything we had.
No.
We'll play another track. It'll be your one this time, yeah?
Yes, we are going to play my track.
Oh, we on?
Hello. That was from Sonic Adventure. Obviously, the first Sonic Adventure. The song is Mechanical Resonance, or as I just prefer to call it, the theme from Final Egg.
Yeah, that's a good one. I love that song.
It's great, isn't it? It is my favourite song from Sonic Adventure.
It's hard for me. I don't think I'd know what to pick because there's so much good music in that game.
Well, with both Sonic Adventures, if it isn't one of the vocal tracks, I love it.
I don't know. I think Sonic Adventure 2 soundtrack all sounded a bit samey in a lot of places. With a couple tracks, but
there was that Pyramid Cave that I love.
There's a lot of funnily enough, it all goes a bit sawtoothy near somewhere.
It does a bit, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's Jun Tsunori for you, I guess.
Yeah.
He seems to have a thing for sawtooths. But yeah, the Sonic Adventure 1 soundtrack's just got some incredible music.
Some really nice, smooth little tracks in that.
Yeah.
So, what have we been playing?
Well, we know what you've been playing.
Why even ask me?
We know what you've been playing, don't we? And the whole world. I'm not.
It does seem
I'm
like
not jealous or anything.
I've never seen the gaming community is sort of so unified. It does seem like, because what I love about it, right, is I've been playing. I actually worked it out the other day. I've been playing Grand Theft Auto since I was 11.
Oh, okay.
It came out when I was 10, just going on 11, and I didn't get it straight away. But like all kids nowadays, I bugged my dad. I saved up my money and I made him buy it because it had an 18 rating on it. And I played it right from the very beginning.
So we've been complaining on previous podcasts about kids begging their parents to get games.
But I didn't have the ability to play it multiplayer and annoy people my age by going, I'm a little wanker.
Plus, Grand Theft Auto was barely as realistic in the first game. It was like little pixelated sprites.
Well, basically, I sort of
that's our excuse.
I'm a bit arrogant with it, and I think personally I can afford to be, right, because as I was growing up, I was into it right from the word go, right from the very beginning of the series. I thought this is amazing. I love all this. This is a series I can really get into. Just the freedom was always the thing that sold it the most. Right? It was the level of freedom, and all of my friends when I was growing up, all of them hated the series. They said it's for chavs. It's and basically, I'm sitting here right now with this big smug look on because now all these people that I know have started to go, 5 looks. And they're sort of
rubbing
getting a bit
legs.
Yeah, sorry, that's me. They're sort of going like,
get out on camera.
5 people are starting to turn because it's just such a
like everyone's
well-made game, and it's unified the sort of gaming community almost.
It's united the chavs with the not chavs.
Well, see, what I've been saying for years is you've got kids and man-children that play it, they're drawn to the crime and the sort of the dicking about and that kind of stuff. But you've also got, that isn't what the game is. If you've played any of them, I'm not just talking about 5 or 4 or anything. I'm talking about the whole series.
Yeah,
they've got. It's a game that's got so much to do, and all these worlds are really nicely crafted, and it's actually quite a professional gaming experience because, for the completionist, you've got. Even, let's say, free on the PlayStation 2, Grand Theft Auto 3, right? Okay. You didn't have planes, you had one plane that barely flew. It was sort of a mini game, try and get this plane called the Dodo to fly. So you didn't have, the helicopters, you didn't have the buying your businesses. It was still very scaled down to what it is now, right? But you bought that game, and you had about 40 to 50 hours worth of gameplay right there if you did everything in it. And I just thought that's what it's always been for me. I've always been a big completionist. I like big scale games, and I like games, I mentioned this before, I like games where the world is well crafted.
40 to 50 hours, did you say? How many hours, Tom, have you played GTA 5 so far in a week?
I was talking about 3
in a week.
Right, I'm very proud, but also if I keep this up, I will be single. But the game GTA 5 came out last Tuesday. It's now Wednesday.
Thursday.
Thursday. So I've lost track of time. I have completely lost track of time. Okay, it's Thursday. I'm now 100% in the game, and I've played for just under 100 hours. I worked it out.
I don't
think
I've played any single game for 100 hours in my entire life.
You don't want to look at my Skyrim file. That's 400 hours. No, sorry, 413
I think the most hours I've ever put into a game was Soul Calibur on a Dreamcast, and I've got about 78 hours on that. But that was over a decade. That's from 2000 to now.
So 100 hours in a week is a bit mental.
It is a bit.
Basically, what it was, me and my friend Simon, who will hopefully be joining us on a podcast soon. Actually, he's going to be back in this country. He was one of the original Angry Gamer guys.
Okay.
That'd be cool. I had a little thing on with him, and he was kind of nudging me and laughing because he knew I would have, been sad enough to do it. And I sort of went like, I'm going to try and do 100% before GTA Online launches, which is only 14 odd days.
Yeah,
done
that's
it.
true. And you done it.
If I didn't pass out on Tuesday morning, I say pass out, I just got very sleepy, started falling asleep while I was playing. I probably would have done it in just about a week. I'm both very proud of myself and also very aware that I'm a saddo. So it's a weird feeling.
Yeah.
So, as I was saying, GTA has always been a series that has always been, a lot more than what people take it on face value. Like it's a chav game, you steal cars and mess about. It's like, just stop it.
From face value, like
these are the same people that degrade. Sorry, not degrade, but they down things like Tomb Raider, saying it's all about tits. It's. I'm talking about the original games are great puzzly platformers. Like they're brilliant. I mean, you might not like them, but
I don't know. I've never really played them much.
Yeah, but it's like I'm pretty. I mean, I don't want to speak for you, but I'm pretty sure you're not interested in it, not because it's just some girl with tits running around.
No,
exactly.
No, I'm just not interested in it because I couldn't play it for toffee.
Yeah,
I was awful at it.
It's a platformer, and it's got nice puzzle elements. In fact, in the first two games, the puzzles were quite demanding, and like the combat system's quite basic. The platform is quite basic, but it's just a game that it's a lot more than what people think it is.
I think
we're not sitting there masturbating while playing it. What the fuck? I mean, they're triangle tits.
Toblerone tits, I always like to call them.
Yeah, it's like, seriously, do you really think that's what the game's about? Just because the protagonist is female?
That's kind of like people that assume anyone that likes Sonic now is a furry.
Yeah. Or
something.
I don't know. That's an odd one. No, I know what you mean though.
Or thinking all Nintendo games are just exclusively for children.
Yeah. That annoys me more than anything. When the Wii and now the Wii U, everyone's saying it's just the kiddie family console. It's really not. It's a fantastic, decent all-rounder. You can have like it got to the point when they had such a
reputation.
No, they had such an identity crisis that they started pushing things like Manhunt 2, and they had House of the Dead Overkill was just ridiculous.
Yeah,
and they had Mad World, and it just got to a point where they were going, oh, we're gonna get these
gory games.
We could be men. Let's get some beers and tits and violence.
Most of that was Sega's fault. Most of those games you just mentioned were Sega games.
Well, it was, it was, wasn't it? Maybe Sega were having that problem as
well
with Sonic.
Nintendo, it would have been stuff like, let me think. I don't know.
I don't know why anyone would consider it, because you look at their series, like Zelda's not exactly a kid. That's quite. Zelda's such an accessible series, though, isn't it? Because kids can enjoy it as much as adults can enjoy it. Yeah. But then you got things like Metroid, which are proper sci-fi, horror-y kind of. Yeah.
No,
I mean,
that really isn't.
Can you get a kid to run through Super Metroid and know what they're doing?
You've seen how many when Super Metroid came out on Virtual Console, you saw how many kids were getting stuck on the first level. So, not for kids.
Not strictly. Obviously, Mario's another one that
games
suffers.
Don't have to have swearing and tits and violence to be for everyone.
Well, we're finally after like what 2 decades worth of me growing up trying to play games. Finally, people are they're stopping. Or we aren't there yet, but this sort of ridiculous preconception of games being for children that just really winds me up. It always has done, always will do. Why? What I don't understand. It's just another form of entertainment. Why? You know what I mean? That's like saying, that's like saying music is only for a certain like all music is only for teenagers. All films are only for old men. It's ridiculous. So when are people going to understand that it's the youngest of the art forms? But how is like gaming nowadays how is it any different from film and literature platform?
Well, in a way, video games are just an expansion on games, as in just games.
Yeah.
Like chess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's now gotten to the point though, isn't it, where it's like the level of the quality of the game, how they look, how they sound, and how cinematic games have become,
and the variety in the visuals and everything as well.
I mean, it has now become like I would argue
not
a lot of people.
Beeps and boops.
Yeah, like my argument, which a lot of people might disagree with, is that games are actually now more powerful than film in terms of immersing you into it. Like a lot of people said that finally started to get round to that way of thinking with BioShock Infinite's story. It was so well, like the pace of the narrative, it was so well done that you generally wanted to carry on playing to know what happens next, like you do with a film. You're just glued to it. You want to stick there. You want to sit it out. So I mean, that's another reason why it's so powerful, because not only are you drawn in because you actually are in control of what's going on, but like you're also just immersed completely in it. I kind of forgot where I was going with that.
You're just rambling now, Tom.
No,
that was good.
I'm getting passionate.
You are getting passionate. That was quite special.
You wait till I start doing my top 10.
Oh boy, yeah.
I'm going to start getting teary-eyed and start,
or
beating my chest and taking my trousers off. I might not do that.
Yeah.
So I went from how much I like GTA to how upset I am that people don't accept video games as a fantastically powerful art form. That's basically where I was going.
Basically, what you're saying is you like GTA 5.
I'm going to stop now. You know what it is, don't you?
Have you got anything you want to say about GTA 5? Like,
where can I begin? There's one thing actually that I'm not alone of as well. Where I have. I have a phobia. It's called something along the line of. It's called like taphia. But it's a fear of the sea and everything in it.
Okay.
It's quite a common one. But basically, I discovered I had it when I went on a ferry to France. I couldn't stand being on the water. Like I can swim. I swim all the time. But if I'm in the sea or water where it's deep and I can't see in it. So basically, when I was playing GTA 5, there's not a whole lot of underwater stuff in the story, but there's extra stuff about the whole underwater world.
I noticed in a certain achievement, I think it might have been related to
that was horrible.
On your Facebook.
That was horrible.
It had a shark on the picture. So
you had to let yourself get killed by a shark, and he's huge.
Oh, crap.
But basically, I've actually seen that other people have had this same problem, right? But basically, it's so well done, the underwater stuff. You've got the whole map, which is ridiculous, and then all around it, for miles and miles, there's fully explorable world. You can get a little submersible machine.
Yeah.
And one of the missions, it literally took about 4 hours, was to go around all of the map, and you have like a radar that beeps and goes around, and you've got to look for 30 pieces of nuclear waste, but they're miles and miles apart from each other, and you have to go so far down. This is the whole time my sort of, even thinking about it now, is getting my sort of hairs on end, and I was really starting to shake. I didn't like it. I didn't like the feeling, because you had this really horrible atmospheric music coming in. You had to go really far. You had to go so far down that you started to get warnings for crush depth. And as soon as that warning flashed up, I actually went, I started panicking.
Is this like the first time they've done stuff like this in GTA?
Like they've never done underwater. No, you can go underwater in San Andreas.
Okay.
And then they took it. No, you can swim on GTA 4, but you can go right down.
Right.
So they kind of scaled it back. Like they basically, with San Andreas, they just did everything in San Andreas, and then they started scaling it all back, and now they've just brought it back again.
Yeah, because most games, when most open world games have like sea, they let you sort of like swim on the surface of it.
That's right.
Sort of do that, and that's about it, really.
Yeah. Well, basically, San Andreas, you can go under it, and there was a few collectibles to get, but it was kind of like
corals and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
See, in San Andreas it looked nice, but in this it looks incredible. When we're done, I'd have to show you some of it. It looks insane. It's a whole under. And one thing I will say, there are far too many wrecks. You look down, there's a plane that's been destroyed, and you go, okay. Within like 5 metres down the road there's a ship, and then there's oh fuck's sake, and then there's another ship, and then there's some containers that are falling. It's like Jesus Christ, it's like the island from Tomb Raider.
Do you remember that commercial that was on telly a while back where like everything was being pulled, like everything was coming back out of the sea and all the ships and planes and stuff had come back out?
No, I
remember what it was advertising now. It was a couple of years ago, but yeah, it almost sounds like that. It's just like ships and planes coming out.
Honestly, it's ridiculous. But so yeah, that's one of my experiences. Was honestly, it was just terrifying me. Like just being that deep down in water that you can't see because it's just getting dark.
Fair, that is.
It was freaking me out. But some of the touches in the game are amazing. Like
the fact
talking
that
about that
giving you fear just gives you an idea of just how
well they've done it.
Because
honestly, I'm going to show you some stuff because I think you'll be impressed. But there's So basically, what I'm saying is, I did the whole storyline. And then there was just
they should cut out that underwater part and make it its own game, and then I'd definitely play it.
I think so.
So I had played a couple games on the Wii that were like that. There's one called Endless Ocean, and it's just a whole game of like exploring underwater. Yeah, and you can go really deep. Yeah, honestly, the whole game of that.
When the radar started flashing and it said "Warning Crush Death," I actually nearly had a panic attack. I was going, I was pulling it up and just going because I didn't want to see it just crumple. But there was one like it was like a canyon that goes down and down, and you can't see the bottom of it, and then there's a nuclear waste that's just above the crush level, and you've got to go sort of edgy way, and I was literally going to have a panic attack.
Wow.
So if I'm having
video
a real
games
life
can give you real life panic attacks now.
I was having a real life phobia in a video game
by watching something on the screen. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I need to wrap this up because like I said, like I really can't go on forever. But there's some of the little touches was talking about the submersible stuff. There's a mission where you're as Trevor, the mental one. You're trying to steal this great big, like huge air. I don't know what you'd call it really. It's just a huge plane, great big container full of military equipment. Yeah. And I mean, this gives you an idea of how mental he is. To get into it, you're flying this crappy little crop duster, and they start warning you over the radio. And I'm thinking, I'm going to get shot. And he just goes like, "Avert your course," and he goes, "No, I'm alright, I'm going to stay." And then he keeps going like, what are you doing? And then they open up the back of this container and you've got to fly your plane into it. So there's all guys shooting rockets at you and you've got to go into it, and then because it's such a like, it may be big, but this is a plane, you know, so you go into it, both the wings get knocked off and you fly into the back of this giant plane. But anyway, the thing that impressed me was after the mission you had to abandon ship, you get shot down. Okay. You have to abandon ship, you've gone really high up in the air and you see the plane come down into the sea. Yeah. Now it's completely unmission related. You can go back and find it and salvage the stuff. Oh, wow. Completely unmission related, completely just optional. I mean, isn't that a great little touch?
Yeah.
You can go and get yourself some scuba gear and go and look at the plane that you just downed like later on whenever you feel like it. So
yeah. This seems like I can sort of understand how you've ended up putting 100 hours into it.
It's
that
ridiculous.
Attention to detail, and it's probably why I'll probably never get around to playing it because I've never had the time. I never feel like I don't know why. I just never feel like I've got the time to because I've got so many games already. I never have the time to play games that are that long.
Do it for me. Right?
I mean, I did put about 30 or 40 hours into Sleeping Dogs.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, I did 100% it.
Just do this for me though, right? But play the game. Everything's unlocked at the start. You know, it's not like the other GTAs where you have like one island. You have to do loads of missions. You get the other. So just if you get a chance, have a go on it and just do what I did for the first 5 hours or so. I just went wandering around, just looking at stuff. Yeah. And the first thing I did was, I mentioned last week was Baker Street come on, and it looked beautiful in the distance. Yeah. I went for a huge drive, and I passed the cable car that takes you to the top of Mount Chiliad, the big mountain. Okay. So I went, oh god! I got on the cable car. It took ages to climb up the mountain, and I got to the top of the mountain, and I just sort of ran down. And it's got brilliant ragdoll physics where when the incline's too much, your guy starts stumbling, like tripping over his feet, and basically if you do it for too long he just loses control, and basically what he does is he just plain gives up, his arms go back and he just throws himself. And I just rolled for literally a good minute, just rolled until I found a bit. Yes, I did.
Oh, fantastic.
No, I captured something better than that.
Okay.
A bit of free DLC that I only got the standard edition, which really sucked. Yeah, I got this brilliant bit of footage where with this DLC you can order a blimp and you can take it really high. And basically I was capping how nice the city looked. I was looking left, looking right, and I didn't realise there was a mountain in front of me. This is all capped. And basically I go up, and it's a blimp. It doesn't move very fast. So I went up, and then basically you see me just give up. I jump out, the blimp blows up, and I just roll for ages down the hill, and you can see the blimp rolling past me in pieces. I mean, what a fun game. Just great. Everything about it's fun. Like, even 100% in it, I just had fun doing it. The only thing I didn't enjoy was the knife flight. I
actually think when when PS4 and Xbox One come out, they're not going to sell very well because everyone's going to be buying that.
But I think that's kind of what Rockstar are doing.
Yeah,
they're sort of doing it on purpose.
Yeah. Because they could have put that game on next gen systems.
Exactly, they could have just waited a bit longer.
They've got a bigger install base on. They've already got automatic millions of people. They've done the right thing. They've put it on the systems that already have millions of people playing it.
That's right, yeah.
Because if it was on next gen, then they probably wouldn't have sold anywhere near as much.
Exactly, and I mean, you can tell by the sales that they're doing it, that it was a good decision.
Yeah.
And I love it anyway because I'm not going to buy the next generation for a while.
Same.
And I already know because I've got. Because I've got like my friends who are all looking forward to this game. Yeah. I already know that I'm going to be playing GTA for the rest of the year. Not only because I can't buy any more games, but also because
next year and all.
Yeah, right? But also because the online stuff is going to keep me and a few of my friends just going and going and going and going. So remember, people, we've only just launched the crew, the Lucky Hit crew. For GTA. There's only 2 of us at the moment. So if you want to join the Lucky Hit crew, you want to roll with us, as they say in the hood.
Is this for the 360 version?
No, the way the crews work is you can join on everyone.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, we can't play together.
Okay.
But another point of the crew is everyone's stats accumulate and you show off the overall stats of the crew.
But they are sort of crossover with the other systems.
You can cross the stat stuff over, but you can't play multiplayer across platform, which is a shame.
Yeah, it's obviously not going to happen.
So yeah, I have spent over 20 minutes talking about GTA 5. I think we should have a song and then come back to what you've been playing.
Sure, okay, well I'm gonna pick this tune and it's going to be a song from one of the games I've been playing. So. Tom's just come back from a bit of a lie down because he was feeling a bit sad about people not appreciating video games and GTA in particular. You're right now, Tom.
Well, it's just, how can you learn to love something if you won't let it in?
there, Tom.
There. So
hopefully that Sega Rally music cheered you up a bit.
I suppose.
So that was
actually no, it didn't, because you just reminded me about how much I suck at that game.
So that was the Rivera replay music from Sega Rally 2 on the Dreamcast. MNF, I think the song's called. I don't know. Yeah, there's not much details on this video, but yeah, brilliant little sort of 90s song from that. I think I'm going to end up with a habit of just playing music from 90s racing games every week at this rate, because I'm in a bit of a phase for them at the moment.
That's fine by me.
So what have I been playing? Well, I don't know. Well, you probably noticed from last week, if you were listening last week, I was on holiday, and I actually took a Dreamcast with me. Well, when I say Dreamcast,
suntan lotion, towels, flip flops. These are normal people. A book to read on the beach.
Not even just a Dreamcast, but a Hong Kong bootleg, but using official parts, sort of semi-portable one that has a car charger and a screen, called a Treamcast. I took a Treamcast with me.
That's almost as bad as the a la carte sword.
I could have brought my PSP. I could have brought my DS, because I've still got DS Lite. But I could have taken that.
Put the fucking games for kids away.
I could have taken my Game Gear, but no, I took a full a slightly smaller version of the Dreamcast that has a screen on it.
You're on holiday. You don't need to play bloody video games for kids. Oh my god.
So yeah, I had the Treamcast with me. It was mainly because just before I went on holiday, I was really getting into Crazy Taxi again, trying to beat my original.
Now that's a game I suck at.
Top score. I'm pretty good at that, I think.
I thought you was going to agree with me.
No, that's one of them games I got pretty serious with when it came out, like on the Dreamcast. Like, I've got a specific way of playing Crazy Taxi, where whenever you do that crazy boost thing where your car speeds up a little, it's sort of like a weird claw.
I can see him right now. He's doing.
Yeah, it's like a weird. If I had an actual controller, I'd just like.
Well, it's not really going to help in the podcast.
Basically, you have to hold the R button and the A and the B, and sort of like it's like a weird claw movement in the corner of the controller, and it kills your hand. This game, Crazy Taxi, is the only video game that's given me blisters.
Ooh.
Because of the analog stick. Because the Dreamcast analog stick's rough.
Yeah.
It's got all the mobile little bobbly bits.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you
the thing is, if I tried to play that game with any other controller, because I've got an adapter, I've actually got an adapter from a Dreamcast that lets me use PlayStation controllers. I tried it with that and I couldn't play it. I tried it with a steering wheel, I couldn't play it. I can only play it with a Dreamcast controller because I've got this way of playing it. It's a weird habit forming. I just sort of like hold the controller, go clunk, 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 clunk. Just sort of weird grippy motion that seems to work, and I've always done it, and after about half hour of playing it, my hand cramps like mad. I don't know why I do it. I'm clearly a masochist, but you know when you get like a habit, you get a habit with a game, and you get comfortable with it, even though it's not comfortable. You get comfortable with it.
It's from bloody hell, GTA 4 and 5. I've got this one where when you're doing, I can't remember when I do it. It's like when there's a lot of turning and camera controls, my hand comes from under the controller, my right hand, and it moves to on top of the controller, and I'm sort of holding A with my finger. My thumb's doing the left analog stick, and the top two forefinger and the index, whatever you call them, the other two fingers are doing these. It's just
yeah. Don't start talking about Grand Theft Auto anymore. Well, I think we might have to set up. I think we're just going to have to set up a Grand Theft Auto podcast special at this rate. Just let you ramble about it for 2 hours.
I'll have to get Simon on the Skype.
That might be a good idea, actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, I took that with me, this little Dreamcast. Really interesting story with that. I got that from a trade on a Dreamcast forum called Dreamcast Scene with a guy from, I think he was from Italy, I might be wrong, can't remember, it was a few years ago now.
Okay.
But he basically wanted to collect every Dreamcast magazine. So he traded me that system for every official UK magazine, of which there was about 26. He didn't even want the demo disc, so I was... But like, he even came on to Skype to show me like the system running and everything to trade it. It took a couple months to arrive because Italy's got quite funny postage. Yeah, it's quite funny to post on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really glad I did that trade, basically.
That's so weird, though.
It's a really neat little system, though, because even though it's like a bootleg system and Sega actually got a cease and desist on it, stop them making it, it does use it uses official parts inside it. They basically gutted a Dreamcast and squashed it into a new shell.
Oh, right.
So it does run exactly like an official Dreamcast. So yeah, I took that with me. It's got a little car charger, so it was like a 3-hour journey to Shrewsbury. So yeah, I was playing Crazy Taxi in the car, going click, 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 click with a thing, and yeah, I think I took Mars Matrix with me, and I also got into, as I was just playing music from it, Sega Rally 2, and that's what reminded me how bloody good that soundtrack is. There's loads of amazing.
You had your earphones in, you were ignoring your family, you were ignoring Stacey, clicking
away.
away.
And going through, and then obviously all the music's on the CD, so when you go to CD mode, you could just listen to all the music, and then I found that, I was like, oh my god, I haven't even heard this one, because I'm not brilliant at the game. I'm not bad at it, I'm trying to get through the 10-year championship on that at the moment.
10-year championship?
Yeah, well, there's like 1 year, it's like 4 courses per year, isn't it, on the thing, right. And yeah. And I've been trying to play through that.
I've only ever played it once in the arcade.
What's really weird about Sega Rally 2 on the Dreamcast, it's one of those strange Dreamcast games that runs on Windows CE, whatever that means. I don't know. For some reason, it just makes the game seem to look like a PC game running on your telly. It's weird. I don't know. But there's cheats for that. There's cheat codes for that game to unlock 60 frames per second, because the game runs at 30 by default. Why is that? Why is it not 60 frames per second from the start? And then there's another cheat for it that improves the refresh rate. It's like a PC game. It's like all these cheats are like weird PC, like.
You might as well just give it a console box.
Yeah, but it might as well be a bloody Steam machine game or something. Speaking of Steam,
that is so weird.
Speaking of Steam OS on like various manufactured systems, isn't this a good excuse for Sega to get back into systems?
Yeah.
Steamcast. Go on, you know what you want to do it, Sega. Just take something that looks like a Dreamcast, put Steam OS in it, and I'll buy it. I'd buy that over pretty much anything.
Start work on Sonic Adventure 3 so you can shut them whiny bitches up.
Yeah, whatever. Well, I mean, Sega have gone pretty PC focused. So,
yeah, they have, haven't they?
Yeah, why not? Go on, Sega. You know you want to.
I want a Steamcast now. That's a really cool idea.
So yeah, I've been playing those games, and when we went into Birmingham, there was a market there, and he had a few Dreamcast games I didn't have, so I haggled him to get a few of them. One of the games I got was a game I was just curious about because I've been there a few times. There's a Mario Kart clone on the Dreamcast, I think it was on the PlayStation, called Walt Disney World Quest Magical Racing Tour.
God, that's a mouthful.
Yeah, it is a bit of a mouthful. Even on the side, it's a bit much. Yeah. I don't even know why it says Quest. I don't know. There's no quest involved. But yeah, the
quest for first place.
I've been to Disney World quite a few times. My parents, especially my mum, is really big into Disney. I'm quite a bit of a Disney fan as well. So I was curious to see how they did like all the rides, because all the tracks are based on rides from all the parks in the Florida park. Oh, right. So I was curious to see what it was like. It's terrible. This game is terrible. I knew it wasn't going to be good, but the first problem of many is the character selection.
Got the instruction
think of the characters that you'd get in a Disney Mario Kart game. Mickey, Goofy. You could put loads of characters. Yeah. Right, characters in this include Chip and Dale. Yeah, fair enough. Jiminy Cricket. Fair enough. The rest of them are original characters made just for the game. Why would you do that?
I don't know.
Yeah, some of these characters. Oliver Chickley III. One of the characters is literally a fat guy with a Mickey hat on and MM written on his shirt. Like they're taking the piss of the fact that they haven't put Mickey in. It's like, oh, we could have got the Mickey rights, but we didn't. We just put this fat bloke with a Mickey hat on who kind of looks like Pete but doesn't.
No, he looks like one of the what are they called? The DuckTales.
Beagle Brothers.
Beagle Brothers.
Yeah, he does a little bit. He's like a Mickey Mouse fanboy, and he's called Bruno Biggs. So yeah, it's just. There's like a duck character that looks like she's cosplaying Magic of the
she's not actually Magic of the
No, it's Terrara Damage. Oh my god. So yeah, that's not even the worst of the game's problems. The main problem It just plays like shit. It's got the worst rubber banding I've ever seen. You so much as touch a wall and you're last instantly.
Oh.
It's that bad. Like the characters just race apart. It's like old like Mega Drive racing games where as soon as you crash, everyone overtakes. It's like that. It looks. It's clearly a PlayStation game that's just been upported.
Oh,
but
really?
like a bad PlayStation game that's been upported. It looks nowhere near as good as even like Crash Bandicoot. What's it called? Crash. The kart game.
This might explain it. It's made by Crystal Dynamics and Eidos.
Yeah, that does say a bit.
Don't get me wrong,
this
I
was
love
back.
Tomb Raider, but I don't like it.
This was back in the days when Disney basically didn't give a shit what they put out video game wise. I was like, it's just video games. No one cares. I keep saying video games like it's a joke. So yeah, this is. Yeah.
Just leave it. You're getting upset.
Yeah, I am getting upset.
Do you want to go and have a lie down?
When you start up the game, it's got bloody "It's a Small World" as like the title screen music without the lyrics. But yeah, it wasn't good. The other games I've bought, I haven't really played them much yet. One of them,
You got yourself a fucking
bargain
bucket.
I bought rather. I actually think I should have brought a PS2 with me on holiday and a SCART cable and just put it in the old CRT that they had in the.
Do you mean like a tray station or something?
A tray station. I've got the slim PS2 and I think you can get screens for it, so maybe that'll be the next holiday.
You hear that? People get working on a tray station.
Tray Station 2.
Tray Station True.
Tray Station True. Yeah, I ended up buying rather a lot of PlayStation games.
You got one that I absolutely have to steal. I mean, to
buy?
hold for a while.
Well, I haven't played it yet.
How much did you get it for? Because
well, these games were like 2 for £5 or £3 each.
Oh, that's really good. But you got two games that I really want. You've got Harvest Fishing, which is awesome. It's like Harvest Moon, all based around fishing. And you've got one that I really want. I've been wanting for ages. Fallout Brotherhood of Steel.
To be honest, when I saw this, I did think of you.
Hey.
I thought, Fallout.
Yeah, you thought of me going.
Well, I saw it and I was like, I've never seen this game ever. I didn't even realise it existed, and I was like, I wonder if Tom's ever heard of it or played it. And then obviously when I Facebooked you, have you ever played it? You're like, I want it! I want it! And that was not long after I bought it. So I just picked it up because I'd never seen it before, and it looked kind of interesting. It's like top down, so I'm going to give that a go. Yeah, I got rather a lot of games. I got all these games off some dealer in one of the markets somewhere, and I got loads of games at some boot sales up there. Some of them were 20p, so I couldn't leave them. I got Metal Gear Solid 3 for £1. I got.
So just looking at that box, it's got a brilliant little sticker on it. It's got action game.
Action game.
What about tactical espionage? What about that? No, just action.
Action.
Isn't that what Thingy is?
Yeah, just got like quite
one.
A few unusual games.
Metal Gear Rising, isn't that action?
So yeah, I've got quite a lot of games to catch up on. I mean, you were telling me this one's absolutely dreadful. This one called State of Emergency. It was 20p. I couldn't leave it for 20p. It looked kind of amusing. Apparently, you didn't even realise it was by Rockstar, did you?
I'm actually ashamed.
You just said it was a terrible GTA clone, and then it turns out it's actually by them.
Shite GTA clone.
Yeah. Fizz Entertainment, Take-Two. Take Rockstar Games. It is. Yeah. So honestly, that might be good live stream material.
I think it will be. Yeah.
And it was 20p, so
20p.
Yeah,
that's about much as it's
one or two of the games I bought were 10p. Another really bad one. I knew this was going to be bad.
No, I hated this program.
You're going to hate the game. Celebrity Deathmatch.
Oh, it was awful.
Yeah,
it was so unfunny. That
I do have a habit of buying games just to see how bad they are, and if they're really hysterical, they get live streamed.
Exactly. I quite like that attitude because you collect.
As for games that actually
could be really dire, just to be amusing.
Yeah, because I do get a lot. I sometimes get more fun out of games that are bad than I do good games. It's weird. One series I do really want to start getting into, so I ended up buying 2 of them in the week. Was the Penny Racers series. I was recommended by Lewis of Sega Driven.
Oh.
I've got the one on a Saturn. I've had it for about a month now. I still haven't played it.
But these are both on the PS2, aren't they?
These 2 are PS2 ones. Yeah, there's just Penny Racers, and then there's one that they changed the name of over here to Road Trip Adventure.
All right.
And there's another one which I did see there as well. but it was too scratched up, so I didn't buy it. And that one had tanks in it. I can't remember what it was called now, Seek and Destroy or something.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah, because when they come out over here, a lot of the time the titles get changed from the Japanese version because like some budget company gets their hands on it and chucks it out. But I've got quite a few games like that lately as well. Just like little.
I'd say they look quite interesting.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to playing those. The one on the Saturn, apparently you have to wind up the little cars because all the cars in this series are like little miniature toy cars. And in the Saturn one, you actually have to wind them up, and you have to buy new winders. And they can only go so far, and they stop after a while.
That is great. So, do you know what? That's actually a thing I'm really into. I don't think there's enough of them. I love. I'm really into things like micromission. Remember I told you? Remember the topic was what games we made up when we were kids?
Oh yeah.
I've always been obsessed with games, the idea of games where you are tiny toys and you have to go around like bedrooms,
like Toy Commander.
Yeah, like Toy Commander.
Yeah.
Only like more action kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I love micro machines like racing and stuff, but I'd really like one where it's actually an action
in
game.
Concept, but not in execution. There was also the Army Men games, but those were
that's right. Shit. Yeah, that was
those
yeah.
Those were really bad.
But you know what I mean, though. It's like there's not really any of them that I'm kind of because my idea of Micro Wheel that I wanted to do was actually like you're running around. It's basically like
you'd probably like apparently the Toy Story 3 game's really good because it's basically got like a toy box mode where it's like open world.
Oh right.
And you can just put whatever you like in. I think Disney Infinity is actually sort of an expansion or a major expansion of that. But apparently the Toy Story 3 game's actually quite good.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, I might have to give that a go sometime.
Yeah. So that Penny Racers actually sounds quite interesting.
I'm probably gonna live stream those. So,
oh, brilliant.
Yeah. Another thing I really like about PS2 is in Japan they have a series called Simple 2000 series, which is just like a budget range that they do. D3 Publisher does. Quite a lot of those have been released over here, not in America, but only here. Okay. And one of the ones I picked up, this looks brilliant. Never judge a game by its box art. Judge them by this one. It's called Street Boys with a Z, and it's got the worst box art. But on the back, it looks just hysterical. It's just like a scrolling beat 'em up with like Japanese youths, and they do the thing where they like stare each other out with electric going through their eyes and stuff. It looks fun.
Oh wow.
It's got the same kind of screenshots on the back that sold me on BCV Battle Construction Vehicles, so which I think may have also been a Simple 2000 game, I'm not sure.
Yeah, this looks like live stream material.
Yeah, definitely.
Fight your way through numerous scenarios, including
probably not this, well, obviously not this weekend, but next weekend when Stacey comes down my way, we'll definitely try and do a live stream of some of these games. I think I doubled my PS2 collection this week.
It looks like it's got a 3D Streets of Rage vibe.
Yeah, but obviously it's a low budget game, so
it's 505 games.
505
They usually publish good stuff.
Well,
and
they published Demolition Girl, so
they did they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was them.
505.
Look at this character. There's a character in here who's got like spike balls for hands. So that kind of says it all. I'm looking forward to playing that, but I want to save it for a live stream, probably next Sunday.
Excellent.
So yeah. So that's what I've been playing and buying and sitting on my shelf waiting to be played.
I'd say you really have, like, when you showed me the picture I was like, have you really gone on holiday? We just gone shopping.
We did go shopping for a few of the days. We went to Birmingham, we went to Dudley.
You went to Dudley?
I went to Dudley. Yeah.
You have no dignity.
I wonder if Dudley is named after Dudley. I wonder if he was born in Dudley and the parents are like, we got to name him where he was born. But yeah, that's what I've been playing. We're going to be rambling for ages at this rate.
Excellent.
So shall we have another track?
I think we shall.
We'll go with one of yours now.
I've got a good one.
Oh, okay, cool.
get it done. I'm a name, then give me on the champion. Come down. Bad, I am better than the rest. Bad, I am better than the rest. Wicked, I am wickeder than the rest. I'm gonna be kid, I'm a time to the maximum. The digging of the free, digging of the wrong tongue. Full of stamina and intelligence. With me, I am Bobby. Tell them. I'm gonna kill you. Wickeder than the rest, they got me bad. Better than the rest, wickeder than the rest.
Right, we're back.
We are. That was sorry about that. That was Enough Respect. That's from the Guitar Man soundtrack.
For some reason that was giving me Parappa the Rapper vibes. You know that
Yeah.
frog in it.
yeah.
What was it? Been living in the flea market so early or whatever it was.
Oh,
A crazy frog.
I know the one. Yeah,
Yeah.
crazy frog.
Crazy frog and his flea rocket.
He's mental. So yeah, I mentioned all the way back on our pilot podcast. I said how I'm eventually going to sort of
end up playing every song
Yeah.
from Guitar Man.
there's like I can't think of a song from the Guitar Man soundtrack that I don't like. I really
Yeah.
can't think. I even love the tutorial song, Boogie
Oh,
for an
yeah, yeah,
Afternoon.
yeah.
That was a
Oh, yeah.
brilliant track.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
Oh.
look forward to more of those. I'll try and spread them out as best as I can.
Mm.
But yeah, great track from a just incredible game.
Yeah.
I say incredible game, I really mean incredible game. I think that'll be worth just a playthrough, really. Just playing through the game. I don't even need to do much talking over it. Just
don't want to really.
No, you don't want to
go
spoil
over
it.
the
Just,
songs.
I think I will actually cap a playthrough of that soon.
Oh, okay.
Look forward to that.
Right, so this weekend, in just a couple of days from when we're filming this, well, it's actually on now, but we're going on Saturday and Sunday,
Yeah.
is Eurogamer Expo.
Oh, yeah. So, to us, being little Englanders, it's the big one, basically, for us. Yeah.
This is our sort of the closest thing to an E3 we've got.
Yeah, in our small existence. Well, we're incredibly just ecstatic about the fact that we got press passes. You know, that's a big step for us. That's the first step on.
We were quite surprised. We submitted just to
we actually did, didn't we? We just went,
we'll
try go on.
We'll just try it.
And then
we got Eurogamer footage from last year and just sent them that and the link, and they were like, yeah, okay.
They were like, fine. We was like, you sure you want to check again? You want to check again? Because I don't think you got it right. You said yes. But no, we're just, we're so chuffed. And the crazy thing, right, is I thought 2012, I thought we were spoilt for choice. It was a really fun Eurogamer and just a year in general for games. I honestly thought 2013 would be a calm down year, and it just hasn't, has it? We had like a month. Since February, it's just been great game.
And
and look at Eurogamer. We're looking at the list.
Fact that there's like 2 whole new consoles coming out this year.
That's right.
That kind of means there's going to be a lot more than usual.
And I mean, we're just looking at this list now of games that have been announced for the show floor.
We're trying to decide which games each of us wants to cover and which ones we both want to cover and whatnot.
It's just
because it's mainly going to be. It's just going to be 3 of us this time. It's going to be Tom, me, and Stacey.
So obviously, like that.
It's mainly because the tickets went down so quick, didn't they? The tickets sold out so quickly this year. Like
our group is greatly reduced, and all the tickets were gone. So it's 3 of us. We got 2 days, and we're going to try and cover as much as possible. It is going to be a tough one because I mean, we haven't even started to scroll, and I could see.
Well, I've got a list of what ones I think we want to do. I know which ones I want to do. Bayonetta 2 is pretty much a given for me, and someone's getting a drill out.
Someone's drilling.
One of the games on the PlayStation bit I'm really looking forward to is Octodad. I showed you the trailer for that. That looks hysterical.
That is odd.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. More games like that, please. I know no one else is probably fussed about this one, but I'm really looking forward to seeing well, not looking forward or whatever. There's going to be a remake of Putty Squad there, which is like an older Amiga. Well, it was a sequel to an Amiga game, but what happened is it was going to come out on Amiga, Mega Drive, SNES, everything.
Right.
But it only ended up coming out on the SNES.
Okay.
And when I was a kid, I was really disappointed by that because I really liked Putty on the Amiga. I was I want to play the new one. And then it came out on the one system I didn't own. And then a few years ago, when I finally got my hands on a Super Nintendo, that was one of the first games I picked up. I might even take the cart with me and show them. Be like, I've got my phone's going off.
It's all happening.
It's all going on now.
Well, you're going to take your cart along with you?
Yeah, I'm going to go, look, there's my original cart.
Do it. That sounds hilarious.
Give me free stuff. Yeah. So yeah, they're going to have a remake of that there. I don't know what it's going to be like or anything, but obviously I didn't get to go to Summer of Sonic, so I didn't get to play Sonic Lost World there, but it's going to be at Eurogamer, so
that's
give
all
that
good,
a go.
Same here, I'm going to be
There's a few other funny little like games on the Sony booth I'm interested in. One of them's called Ho Ho Come. That looks I don't know if that's Ho Come. I don't know how you pronounce it without it sounding dirty, but it's like this funny little almost Katamari-esque like 2D game where you have all these little guys riding on a snake or something. It's
not sounding much better.
No, it's not.
Either way, it sounds
it's
like
already out, but they're going to have Puppeteer there as well. I still need to pick that up, but yeah, I'll definitely give that a little bit of coverage because Nintendo have got quite a few good games on display. They've got Mario Kart 8, which is not due till next year. They've also got the next 3D Mario, Super Mario 3D World, I think it's called. This one, it's sort of a sequel to the one that was released on the 3DS, the 3D Land. And it's the first 3D platformer Mario that's actually 4-player. Ooh. So that might be worth doing multiplayer.
Yeah.
There's a game called Rain that looks quite interesting. It's sort of an adventure game where you're playing a character that can only be seen by the rain pattering on him. He's like invisible, but
it's another one of these quirky games like Forgotten Swan.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, that's cool by me, but it's just
Sony put out a lot of games like that.
They do actually. Sony do have these really nice little.
I mean, Tokyo Jungle, as I said, that's one of my favourite games on the PlayStation 3. That was a brilliant game.
They are good for the quirky little, the fun games.
Yeah. And obviously for you, there's of course Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2, which you're definitely going to want to check out.
Anyone who knows me even remotely knows that Castlevania.
Don't know how bad the queue's going to be for it, but Elder Scrolls Online is going to be there.
I'm going to be on that. Probably had to bring a tent.
They've got both the upcoming Zelda games, the Wind Waker Wii U port, and they've also got the new 3DS one, which is like a sequel to Link to the Past, which is interesting. So they got that there.
I will try Wind Waker HD because I mean, obviously, I know what to expect. It's a HD version of a game I already love. I will give that a little go. It all depends on the queues, really, because as we learned from last year.
Yeah,
you can plan all day, but the queues will kill you. You know what I mean? Like, they will completely destroy your plans. Like, we were in a queue for over an hour just to play a bit of a game we weren't even that bothered about, which was
last time. That
Fable.
Kinect Fable game, yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it looked interesting, but it wasn't worth queuing 50 minutes just to have a little go on the demo.
Yeah. And of course, wouldn't be Tom without Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed 4 is going to be there. I'm not sure what systems are going to be running it on, but we'll
probably
see.
PS3. Assassin's Creed got this
fucking irritating
love for the PlayStation.
Okay.
Every single.
In other words, money hats. In other words, Sony money hats.
Basically, right, since
money hats are annoying in general.
Since Assassin's Creed 2, they've had exclusive content for the PlayStation 3, and they're always like. At least a good few missions, or like a little mission.
I don't like that in general.
It annoys me. It really does. I don't understand
exclusive the dumbest ones is when they put on the box exclusive 60 minutes of gameplay. It's like, well, it's going to take you approximately 60 minutes because 59 minutes of it is cutscenes. QTEs. So
I love how
specifically timed.
I love how those time limit, those kind of time frames are always greatly exaggerated. Anyway, because I remember
60 minutes exaggerated. It's about 12.
Yeah, no, it really is as well. You just run through it. It's just like, 60 minutes if you're a moron. If you go,
and obviously, this is going to be the first time we're going to get to try the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, and they've even got the Oculus Rift there. They've got it for apparently you can play Surgeon Simulator on it.
Oh god,
that sounds gross.
What else they got it on?
I'm not sure really, but I just saw that there was going to be quite a few games a couple of games you can play it on that, mainly in like the indie section apparently.
Okay. Talking about another quirky thing as well is I'm going to go home tonight and I'm going to learn the theme tune for Doom.
Yeah, and there's a reason for that because we just got an email about there's going to be a Doom piano.
Yeah.
There's going to be a Doom piano at Eurogamer, and it is basically a piano that's been modified that has a game of Doom on the little screen on the piano, and all the keys of the piano like move and shoot and all that.
For what I've seen, it looks hard to get a tune out of it and actually play.
Yeah, because I think it's like every 4 or 5 keys in like each direction and stuff. So you can technically sort of go if you're really good. So yeah,
gonna give that a go.
Basically, Tom's gonna try playing Doom on Doom and see if it helps him play
and see if
Doom.
it plays Doom.
Yeah. See if
play
Doom on Doom. Playing Doom on Doom
to see if I can play Doom.
Yeah.
So that's my little homework for tonight. What else have we got?
Got quite a few indie games, including Hotline Miami 2, which they've managed to get that out playable pretty quick.
Not to sound harsh, but probably because a lot of it, in terms of the engine, it's probably copy and paste.
I presume they just started working on that as soon as the first one was made, and it was like a big hit. And I was like, right, let's crank another one out.
I mean, it is a simple sort of game, which is kind of a good thing. It's simple yet very playable. It works.
Yeah, and they got also one of the games you was quite interested in was Folium, wasn't it?
That's right. Yeah,
that looks interesting.
Kooky, sort of shell shaded, very Metal Gear Solid esque. Obviously, espionage kind of stuff. Yeah, I really like looking at that. That looks very interesting.
There's a game in the indie game section called I Get This Call Every Day.
I'm going to guess that's some kind of
apparently
one of those work simulator things.
Yeah, it is. It's a game where you actually play as a call centre, I think. So that could be interesting.
I get this call every day.
I actually feel a bit sorry if we're mentioning all these games and then we don't actually get time to play them. So just a disclaimer, like we've mentioned games that we want to check out, and if we don't get if we haven't played them and we're not talking about them afterwards, that's because we just didn't get time.
Well, yeah, exactly. We're going to give it a really good go.
There's like 3 of us trying to cover the whole event. So.
Exactly, and we still want to try and find time to hang around the retro section.
So you are being hunted, okay?
You know what I mean?
Oh, okay, that looks kind of cool.
That does look good.
Tweed punk stealth and survival in a PDF. Wow. Okay. In the British Isles. Okay.
Okay, that looks interesting. Yes, basically, we still want a bit of time to hang around.
And
the
of course,
section,
of course, there's going to be a big retro section. They reckon it's going to be bigger this time.
Yeah, they expanded it, so I'm looking to see what kind of multiplayer mayhem we're going to have.
Yeah, definitely.
Mayhem, even.
Yeah.
Edible.
So they're mostly the games we're looking forward to trying out.
I mean,
there's obviously a lot more there.
It's just like what I was saying, though, aren't we? We're just completely spoilt for choice this year.
Yeah, we really are.
I was hoping to sit back on my arse this year. Instead, I'm putting in hundreds of hours working away on GTA.
Yeah, okay.
It's horrible. It really is.
You did it again. So do we have any personal topics we could bring up? Got anything other than
what I've been up to this week?
Is there any other stuff you've done in your life other than play that?
Nope.
No.
Yeah, it's been solely GTA. I'm afraid.
Yeah,
I'm not afraid. I love it.
That's okay because I've got quite a few things.
Okay. You got quite a few things going on.
Buzz! Shut up. Buzzy noises outside.
Just to explain, because of the lack of feel, we've changed location, and we are currently here at the Gagaman's.
Where someone's decided to do like drilling outside.
Well, you live in the centre of Southend, so there's lots going on.
Yeah, I guess.
So, go on then. What's been happening with you?
Well, as I said, I've been on holiday, as you probably guessed from last week. We sort of stayed somewhere, sort of near Shrewsbury, but it was actually about 9-10 miles away from there. We were pretty much in the middle of nowhere. We were in a place called Netley Hall, like this big, and we had like this little cottage. It was really nice. It was like we had like our own little house in a way. It had a nice big kitchen and all that.
So what sort of county is that in?
Well, it was sort of near Birmingham.
Oh, right, okay.
Well, I say near Birmingham. It was almost an hour away from Birmingham. That was
that
like
Midlands? I don't really know.
Yeah, sort of Midlands. It's actually kind of approaching South Wales.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
got you.
And so we were there for the whole week, Monday till Monday, and we popped in quite a few places. We went to, as I said, Dudley and Birmingham, Telford. Was it Telford or I can't remember. Quite a few different places. We went to Dudley Zoo. That was alright. Just stared at animals and castles.
That's what you do in a zoo.
There was a lynx called Dave.
Lynx?
Because, like a lynx as in the animal, as in the cat. The wild cat.
Oh, right.
They
called him Dave.
Yeah, they called him Dave. It just said he was called Dave, and I just said to him, "What's your favourite channel, Sharp?" I was just making shitty jokes like, "You're not very portable."
He's very repetitive, isn't he?
And we went to Drayton Manor Park, and it's basically a big manor house where they've set up a theme park.
Yeah.
And the rides were okay. They only had a handful. Most of the rides were sort of like not Disneyland rides. They were like trying to be Disneyland rides, but not quite pulling it off. There was not Pirates of the Caribbean, where most of it was really quiet, and half of the pirates were like in complete darkness, so you couldn't even see them. There was a not Buzz Lightyear's shooting game thing that was at Disney World, but it was like Western themed, and it was supposed to be Golden Nuggets themed, as in the cereal, but nothing about it really screamed Golden Nuggets and anything. Half the things we were shooting were bloody Heinz bean cans, so if anything it should have been sponsored by Heinz beans. So yeah, there was that. roller coasters, those were quite good. One of them had a really horrible bit though. It was like one of them ones where you go upside down, but it slowed down at the upside down of the loop and sort of hung there for a bit. It was horrible. Why would you design it like that? And there was another one that was pretty good. There was one of them pirate ships like the one they used to have in Southend, but a lot bigger. That went on for way too long.
I missed that old pirate ship.
Yeah, I missed the pirate ship.
They replaced it with
just
something
went on
else,
for
didn't they?
ages, and after a while I was like, oh, can I just get off now?
Yeah.
And it was right by the lake as well. I was just like, just look at the ducks, just look at the ducks. There's a swan there, just look at the swan, just look at the swan. Yeah.
I get it now, it's a pirate ship.
That park also had a little zoo area as well. And then around the back, this is something I actually want to bring, I'm actually going to put into a Lucky Hit video in the future. They had, right at the back of the park, where no one can see it, just snuck in the corner, they had a vintage arcade, and it was full of machines from like the late 20s to the 60s, all like, you know, games before, you know, like arcade amusements before there were video games.
Excellent stuff.
Brilliant, yeah. They had like a football machine where you could like tilt. It was like a table football game, but instead of just like tilting them all and making them spin, you were actually rotating them, and they had little legs that you could kick with a little button. It was great.
A lot of those sort of oldie games had a lot more sort of
we were chatting to the guy that was in there on his own, the guy that works here. What you had to do in there is they had all the machines took old 1p coins, like the old pennies that were like they got rid of them in like the 70s, I think, and you just had to trade 10p's, modern 10p's for them, and it was like, don't take these away because they're rare, just use them on the machines. And we were talking to the guy, and apparently the guy who owns the collection that he knew had passed away the night before we got there.
Jesus.
Wow. So I think he's taking over that collection now. So yeah, it was just this really lovely little arcade. I wish I got more footage of it, but my camcorder was running low. But yeah, I did get quite a bit of that. Another place we went to was the Black Country Living Museum, which is a whole place that's made up like an old village. So it had like it had old shops. It had an old chippy where they actually put it in like
old newspaper.
Yeah, well, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Beef dripping and all that. You know,
oh,
that
bloody
hell!
Yeah,
it was nice.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And yeah, they had old shops. And then they had an old amusement park there with rides and stuff. And that also had a little arcade, just like the one in the other one. And all them ones had been adapted to take modern money. And they had quite a few different machines in that one. They had one of them scary laughing man things. Bloody things.
I'm sorry, but they must have been made
scary.
for the point of freaking you out.
Freaking kids out, especially.
There is no reason. There's no.
The best bit about it is like it was just going through laughing, and it just cut off. It was like. It's really weird.
Someone just gave him a swift kick in the neck.
Yeah, he just like. Or someone just shot him. I don't know. It's just like he just died. And they had like they even had like those little you know, like the flip book things where you stick your eyes in and you wind it. And it shows you the little animation. They had the butler saw thing. Yeah, it was great. Yeah, so they had all that kind of stuff. It was really cool. So yeah, that place was really neat. And the other place we went to, I almost forgot, was Cadbury's World, as Phil mentioned last time. We did actually get quite a few free bits of chocolate. As we were going through the tour, they were just giving us random bars of crunchies and stuff. I was like, yeah, fine with that. That's fine.
Mine.
Yeah. I think I got. They've already been eaten.
You prick.
I think they gave us like a dairy milk, a whisper, and a crunchy, and.
So you did have a dairy milk on me?
Yeah, I did.
Which I still think
them new ones with the funny shapes. They taste exactly the same. They just look different.
Dirty newfangled ones.
They had like a big advertisement section where they had all like old commercials in there, and they had an animatronic Phil Collins gorilla.
Oh God!
It was actually quite a good animatronic as well. The only thing is, like, they've still got the old factory there, but they don't really use it anymore. So when you were going through where all the machines are, it's like, here's how they're made, and it was just a bunch of empty machines that weren't even on, which is kind of a shit. So apparently because Cadbury's almost went bankrupt, and then Kraft bought them out, didn't they? The American company. They moved most of the factory work into Poland. So. Yeah.
Outsourcing.
But apparently they're putting funding into getting that place moving again, because obviously that place used to be like a whole village of people who lived there to work there, didn't they? Bourneville village.
Used to be a world of pure imagination.
You know, oh, you went there. I went there. So, no comment. So yeah, that was really cool. The Cadbury's World. It was not as much there as there probably used to be. I mean, the last time I actually went there once before, but I was about 5, so I don't really remember much about it. all I really remember is they had a full-scale car in the shape of a cream egg, and we got a little toy of it. I think it's in the loft somewhere. What's really funny is they don't sell them anymore in the Cadbury's World shop, but when we was in Wolverhampton, that was one of the other cities we went in. That was a really nice city. They had loads of nice little collector's shops and like little junk shops of old village junk. One of the shops that had old toys actually had that cream egg car toy, and it still had 2 cream eggs in the package, and this package was from 1993, which was probably the year we went.
It's probably filled
Don't eat those cream eggs. Actually, I was almost tempted. It was a bit expensive. I was almost tempted to buy it and send it to Ashens. To Ashens, you know, the YouTube guy, because he got sent 15-year-old jelly babies once, and they look, and he described them as they looked like they were from Pompeii. They're all black and crusty. It was great. You should watch Ashens. It's brilliant.
Okay.
He quite often reviews like bootleg handhelds and stuff like that. So yeah, you should check him out.
They're from Pompeii. Jesus.
Pompeii jelly babies. Yeah.
Wasn't it the thing with jelly babies where they changed it recently, or quite a little while ago now, where instead of smiling they now look scared?
Yeah.
Like you're about to eat me. But they used to be all smiley, but now they look like they're terrified.
Yeah. Oh dear. Yeah, they actually had a bunch of jelly baby stuff at Cadbury's World, because they apparently own Bassett's, and they had a big weird animatronic the All Sorts guy, the Licorice All Sorts guy.
He's a scary motherfucker.
It's like, where's James Pond when you need him? Yeah. He was in that, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Robocod. Yeah.
Oh,
so,
that
that was my week.
That was your week?
Yeah, we had a packed week. We didn't ever.
So I've been sat in one room
playing GTA, and I've been out every day doing
getting
stuff.
a bit of culture in you.
You can call it that. Yeah, a bit of culture and a bit of buying PS2 games from markets.
Culture.
Yeah. Retro culture. Does PS2 even count as retro now?
It does now, I think. Yeah.
So that's still really weird to me.
Retro is always a vague thing,
like,
isn't it?
Yeah, it's
a
like
lot of people
weird
sort
blur now. It's like
it's kind of split down the middle.
It's like PS2 would be cast as retro, but Xbox probably not so much. It's weird, even though they're the same generation.
It is really odd, isn't it? It is very hard to actually define it. Find that point.
I think the definition is kind of anything that's 2 generations behind the current one.
I guess that kind of makes sense. So, as of later this year, I suppose you could start calling PS2 retro.
Yeah. Once this gen's coming now, it's.
I mean, people can disagree with me all they want, but with me, I think this generation kicked off with the Wii U, because a lot of people say it's not next gen console.
Just like
it is a
the
next
last
gen console.
This gen started with the Wii first.
Yeah, and everyone used to deny that as well.
Was the 360 first, or was the Wii?
It was the Wii first.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, and then it was the Xbox this Christmas, because I actually worked at the game station, local game station for both of those.
Oh wow!
I was doing work experience over the Wii, I think. No, I was actually working it, and then the next year over Christmas I was doing the Xbox, and that was mental.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. And PS3 came out not long after that either, wasn't it?
No,
it was
wasn't too far afterwards.
My phone blinged, so apologies. Tumbling notes.
So yeah.
Yeah,
you had a good old holiday, and great. I want a holiday. I've had a holiday. I've been,
take your kid on holidays when you have a kid.
I've had a whole week of holiday. I've been in Los Santos and Blaine County.
You've been almost crushed underwater. And,
I've done a lot of stuff, actually. Right? Yeah, I've done more culture than you. I've been scuba diving. I've done submarine. I've done lots of parachuting. Some didn't work out so well.
Tom,
I've learned to fly.
It was a video game.
No, it isn't. It's not a video game.
You didn't actually do these things. You were sitting in front of your TV the whole time.
I've become a millionaire. Okay.
Right, I think that's the podcast.
Thank you for listening. I have been Murry Curry.
And I've been the Gagaman.
Bye.
That was that was actually quite a conversational and not so much going off topic-y type one.
Unless you count
your... Let's talk about you playing GTA. No, let's just talk about
what's wrong with
the world. Why don't you like my video games?
It's not too much to ask. I had to accept the shit that comes out as music nowadays. You can accept what I do as a hobby. TV, Jesus Christ.
But before we get into that tangent,
again,
shall we end on a song? That'd be different.
Yeah, let's do something crazy. Let's end on a song.
Yeah, let's go with an Amiga track. I've got
well, you might as well explain what it is now.
Yeah, because otherwise we'll be coming back in. This is from a game called Morph, which has nothing to do with the Clay Aardman character. It's just a puzzle platformer on the Amiga that I remember playing a lot as a kid. And it didn't have any music in game, but the intro, which was a whole disc.
I hate you when they do that.
Yeah, I was like, watch the intro, put the next disc in. But yeah,
or when they put the best song in the game at the start, and then it's just
and then the actual game has no music. Yeah,
as long as people want to look at it and buy it.
This is the intro music from Morph on the Amiga, and it's fantastic. So we'll end on that, and we'll see you next week.
Okay.
And next week it'll pretty much just be exclusively talking about Eurogamer, because I'm sure we can fill a whole 2 hours with that easily.
I think that's a very good idea.
Yeah, so there probably won't be any news next week. It'll just be what we've been playing and what we thought and
that's right.
Whatnot. So that would make that. So it'll be that instead of us sitting in Wagamama trying to talk over loads of noise, basically. Which is not much different to what we're doing here.
Thanks for listening, Bill.
Yeah, thanks for listening, guys.
Goodbye.
Yeah.